Great, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about the characteristics of home-based businesses. So the first thing they do is they say where there are more likely to be home-based businesses, or which industrial sectors. And they say that it's 58% in computer-related activities, business services, agriculture, forestry, and fishing, which I thought they excluded everything that was farm-based. I haven't managed to figure that out. Personal services, construction, I guess I could see that. Financial services and transport, and the least were motor trades, retail, and manufacturing. And they talk about how home-based businesses, and this is one of the important things, you've got those that operate from home and those that operate in-home. So for example, transportation, I could see probably doesn't operate in-home, right? I mean, you're not going to drive a truck across your living room, right? But I could see you using the home as an administrative base, like one person does the accounting and stuff and somebody else is out actually doing the trucking or the transportation itself. So that'd be operating from the home. Whereas operating in the home could be like an accountant who works from their computer, right? Thought it was funny that there was some manufacturing going on in the home. I'd be very curious to see how that works. I was thinking about maybe somebody has a workshop in their backyard or something, but I mean, again, they don't really go into like what any of the data means, or they don't really tell the story behind a lot of these numbers, which I think is a little problematic. Another thing that they talk about in home-based businesses is that they tend to be in the micro business category. So it's usually 100,000 pounds or less per year, so about $200,000 at the time this was written, which again, 2008, you could say that's maybe $300,000 a year or equivalent, right? But of course, that's kind of a problematic thing, which they admit. Because let's face it, if you've got a business that's turning over more than $300,000 a year, chances are you may move out of the home-based business and actually get an office. And therefore, you would no longer be a home-based business. So these do tend to be micro-based businesses. Another thing they talk about, if they have to hire more people because they get too big, then they also tend to move out of the home. So home-based businesses tend to be a lone entrepreneur and probably not more than a couple of employees. And they did talk something about that they may not, contrary to popular belief, and I thought this was interesting, they may not be excessively dependent on the local market for their sales. In other words, let's say you work in city A, like you work in Manchester or something. Well, you may not need to have all of your sales come from just the city of Manchester. You may have sales coming from London, from Berlin, from New York, or whatever, right? So it seems to imply, but it doesn't go much further beyond that. I think that's one of the downsides of using a survey, is it doesn't say exactly where these other sales are. Like, I could argue that I don't sell exclusively in my city, but I sell across the entire county, so is that the local region? I mean, it's not defined. Or, I'm in Texas now, so if I sell in my city, but then I sell across the state of Texas, does that mean that I don't depend on my local market? Who knows, right? This is very ambiguous. So these are some of the kind of the characteristics of the home-based business that they come up with. What do you think? Am I totally off base pointing out some of these right limits, like these home-based businesses have to therefore be small, or the locality thing? Put me some comments down below. Tell me what you think. Awesome. So in the next video, we're going to talk about the characteristics of the owners of home-based businesses. I'll see you in the next one.